Hey, it's Tax Scripts time from TaxMama.com. Today, TaxMama wants to talk about sudden, unexpected events and some tips on how to prepare for them. Well, my friends, Saturday, we came home from a delightful evening with friends, only to see traffic lights out half the way home. Then we noticed all other lights were out. Arriving home, our power was off, except for that persistent beeping sound from the backup power for our UVerse devices, so I turned that off quickly. But no lights, no power, no air conditioning, not even the ceiling fan on the hottest night of the year. Fortunately, my husband keeps small, powerful LED flashlights all over the house, so we were able to get around, turn things off that would be harmed when the power would surge back on, and perform our nightly ablutions. For a little while, we still had internet and learned that a major transformer had exploded, probably from the intense heat, and knocked out 154,000 homes and businesses. So we called it night and went to sleep, hoping the power would be on in the morning. It wasn't. But with DWP working through the night, it came back up by 7:59 a.m. on Sunday. Whew! What a relief. What I learned. First, keep LED flashlights all over the place. They are cheap, especially this week with Amazon's Prime campaign. You can get a pack of 18 mini LED flashlights with batteries included for under $20. Speaking of batteries, check the flashlights periodically to make sure the battery is charged. The flashlight on my desk lit up for a couple of minutes, then went to sleep forever. And when changing the batteries, don't lose the little spring between the battery pack and the connection. Yeah, I did that. It's still on the floor somewhere. Avoid using candles. They drip and make a mess, and worse, they can start fires. Keep your devices charged up regularly while they're not in use. I forgot to charge my smartphone and was down to 72%. Enough for an emergency, but not much else. Do go through the house and turn off appliances that are normally set to on. Or, save time, turn off the fuses in your fuse box, except for a set that only operates lights, to avoid power surges. Leaving one set of fuses functioning, you will know when the power comes back on and can safely reset all the other breakers. When you're in an area with frequent outages, get a backup generator. Make sure it's always fueled and accessible in the event of an emergency. Teach everyone in the family how to use it safely. This is especially important if you have aquariums or enclosures for animals that require power. Keep an emergency supply pack at home containing enough fresh water for several days and non-perishable foods that don't require cooking. Amazon has several earthquake survival kits for various family sizes. You might not believe this, but you cannot make coffee or toast the usual way. The toaster, the coffee maker, and microwave all require electricity. But if you have a gas stove and/or oven, you can boil water for coffee, cook omelets, and toast bread, or make quesadillas in the oven. Or you can always use your barbecue outside and invite neighbors for some camp-out coffee and food. Be very sparing about opening the refrigerator. As long as it's closed, everything in the fridge and freezer is safe. Each time you open it, cold air departs, as evidenced by the Twilight Zone feeling at the supermarket on Sunday, where all the dairy cases were covered and sealed off with warnings that nothing was for sale, but the food in the closed areas was still being sold. When the power comes back on, if you have food or other things that have spoiled, you might be able to file an insurance claim. So photograph all the spoilage to prove what happened. Unfortunately, we can't record smells. Whatever the insurance doesn't reimburse might turn into a tax deduction, or not. For disasters where you face tangible damages, there may be tax breaks for casualty losses. Read more about them here. Note, if there is a major problem that will take days to resolve, consider getting out of the area for a few days. Friends, family, or hotels are viable options, especially if you have health issues and need power for the devices that keep you alive. For instance, refrigeration for meds or syringes, power for breathing devices, recharging wheelchairs, and so forth. Also, to get work done using the internet, you may need to get some temporary lodging outside the affected area. To make comments and toss in your own ideas, please drop into the Tax Quips forum, and remember you can find answers to all kinds of questions about casualties and other tax and business issues free. Where else? At TaxMama.com.